Okay, so moving on now to my actual sort of collectibles, my physical, if you like, gaming, comic, geeky, nerdy media material. Some of the items that I've collected over my years, and let's start with some of the smaller ones that are easy for me to show at this point, and then hopefully I'll move on to some of my bigger investments, which I don't really have room for. So let's start with the first items in my collection. Let's start with Nathan Drake from the Uncharted 3 Collector's Edition. Probably not the greatest model you've ever seen. It won't focus on that. Okay. Not accurately detailed. I think the one in the A Thief's End, sorry, I forgot the name of it then, Uncharted 4 Thief's End collection was a lot better quality, a lot more detailed. This was probably the first time they tried doing a model for one of their games. It came with, as I say, the collector's edition, which also came with the treasure chest like thing for putting your valuables in, which I've got somewhere in this room. I don't know where at this moment in time, but it is here. And it also obviously come with the ring, a copy of Nathan Drake's ring, which I wear all the time, because, greatness from small beginnings. That's me. I'm greatness. So yes, Nathan Drake. So yes, he's one of my first, if you like, collectibles. Maybe not actually the first one I got, because I think that would technically have to go to like Batman Arkham City Collector's Edition, which obviously comes with this great Koto, I can't even pronounce that, Koto Bukia, I think that's how you pronounce it, statue. Very high quality statue model of the Dark Knight. So yeah, that was probably my actual first collectible item for video games, I think, back in 2011. Great little statue. I probably ought to take it out of the box at one stage, because this box is not exactly the best for displaying items. It falls to bits quite easily. Okay, so another one of my collectible items, obviously, Aiden Pierce from Watch Dogs. A game that I actually didn't get into. I didn't play it for very long at all. It just didn't draw me in. I'm guessing it was, obviously a new IP from Ubisoft, and it felt a lot like the very first Assassin's Creed game for me, in the fact that it was a nice idea, but just didn't quite feel right, didn't quite play right. And I know obviously Watch Dogs 2 is coming out, and I'm hoping that's going to be like the Assassin's Creed 2 of the series, where it gets good. it becomes a good game, and I haven't actually ordered that yet. I've been thinking about it. I was looking online the other evening at the Ubisoft store and saw the collector's edition for Watch Dogs 2, which comes with a fantastic amount of kit, and as I have nothing pre-ordered now for this year because I have no other games on order, South Park's been delayed. I may just if I'm going to treat myself to a game this year, it might be Watch Dogs 2. I might give it the benefit of the doubt. I have a feeling it will be, like I say, the Assassin's Creed 2 of the series. They've learnt from their mistakes with Watch Dogs 1 and will make a game that is going to be great to play in Watch Dogs 2. But yeah, lovely detailed statue of Aiden Pierce. the game may have been bad, but the model that come with the collector's edition was of high quality. And I also have the baseball cap and the scarf that he wears. I've got those as well, kicking about in here somewhere. Great for cosplaying, of course. Okay, so the next item. Not all of them are huge, massive statues, of course. We do have some smaller items in the collection, like my Witcher 3 Wolf medallion, the replica of obviously the medallion that Geralt wears in the Witcher stories, the Witcher games, that vibrates whenever he's around any kind of magical presence to indicate, obviously, when he's in an area that you perhaps should be a little bit careful of, a little bit wary of. So yes, don't all collectibles need to be massive. Sometimes the little ones, much like with the Nathan Drake ring, sometimes it's the thought that the developers, publishers and that put into the items that make them what they are. Of course, if I own the Witcher 3 medallion that came with the Witcher 3 collector's edition, that must also mean I own the Witcher 3 statue that came with the game. So here it is. For anyone who honestly knows, who has played Witcher 3, this is a model of the first fight in the game, the first boss fight, if you like. And Geralt has to defeat the griffin that's terrorizing Wild Orchard. And I know, again, I read a lot of things when this came out that some people weren't very impressed with the model and some of the quality on some of the models, some of the painting and everything was a bit subpar. I've seen a couple of really, really scary looking models, but mine, thankfully, seems to have had a lot of good attention. It is painted correctly. Geralt doesn't look horrifyingly disfigured. And all in all, a very good model. And again, quite weighty. I'm just having a look on the bottom. It doesn't have a number, so it's not part of any, limited edition run or anything, but I think it was only available in the collector's edition. So yes, there's my Geralt slaying the Griffin model. Which again, when you think about it, that is quite a sizable, model. It's not perhaps the biggest. Again, when I think about some of the ones in my collection, pop him back up there. Of course, I mean, that's probably not the biggest model I have in my collection by any means. I have some quite large collections. So again, keeping with the theme, let's stick with some of the smaller ones again. Obviously, as I talked earlier, I got the Elder Scrolls Online Collector's Edition, which comes with this great statue of Molag Bal, the antagonist, the enemy, the Daedra Lord, who is pretty much your enemy in the Elder Scrolls Online. And he has a tiny little Nord bloke in his hands that he's torturing. And the detail, again, on this model is very, very high. Very high quality, which, again, is something you come to expect from, I think, Bethesda. All of their Skyrim stuff tends to be really, really well thought out, well produced. So yes, again, lovely statue, lovely model. And again, it takes pride of one of the prides of places in my collection. So I'm going to pop him back up on the shelf where he belongs. And then we'll show you the next one. Okay. So what we're going to look at next. Maybe getting back to my comic-y sort of roots. Obviously a big fan of the Batman games, Arkham Asylum, Arkham City, Arkham Origins, Arkham Knight, I don't have my Batarang. I've just realised that. Where is my Batarang from Arkham Asylum? I don't have that on display anywhere. I wonder if I put it back in the box. And I've put the box away. But anyway, Arkham Origins. Arkham Origins came with this great statue of basically Batman threatening the Joker, which is honestly a scene from the end of the game. If you've played Batman Arkham Origins, a game that perhaps doesn't quite get the recognition it should do as a game in the obviously it wasn't produced by Rocksteady, which is one of the things that lets it down. It was produced by Warner Brothers Montreal Studio, and obviously again for the people who bought it on PC, it had a lot of issues when it launched. But as far as the actual story goes, I think Arkham Origins is probably one of the best stories in the series, and I certainly feel it has the best boss fights. It actually had boss fights. You know, Arkham City only really had the Mr. Freeze fight, and basically Arkham Origins built on that, and pretty much all the boss fights were of a similar vein, similar mold. Which again, Rocksteady moved away from in Arkham Knight. There wasn't really boss fights in Arkham Knight. So, again, nice statue for my collection. Nice, lots of detail again on it. Really, really impressed with this. Really love it. Especially the facial details, like Joker's facial expressions and everything. Really well done. And I'm going to stop recording now because somebody is fucking using a strimmer outside. And I hate that. Inconsiderate bastards. Okay, so that's taken care of the strimmer guy. He will not be causing any more problems in this video. He may have some difficulty retrieving that strimmer, but hey, that's what you get for trying to ruin my videos. You get a strimmer shoved where the sun don't shine. So, let's have a look at some more of my collectibles, shall we? Here's one. Lara Croft from the Tomb Raider reboot. And a very, very detailed model. I think this is a Play Arts model. Very articulated. Comes with lots of neat little accessories, like she's got a gun in her holster, which you can put in her hands. She's got an arrow on her back. She also has a bow. Obviously, she comes with her shotgun and her pickaxe climby thing. Not very nice model. Compared to the Nathan Drake one I showed you earlier, this model is a lot more this is what the Nathan Drake model should have been like, in my opinion. Although some of the aspects of this model are not brilliant. I mean, any women out there will not appreciate the fact that Lara's ass is completely ginormous. It is so huge, it's unbelievable. It's not modelled on her in-game character. Her in-game character has a nice ass that we get to enjoy waddling along and wobbling along as we play the game. But this model, I think due to the way they articulate, everything's articulated, she's a fat ass. I think that's the best way of describing her. So yes, pop that back on there. I have to be careful with this because her head keeps falling off. So I've actually, prior to filming this, I actually whacked a load of super glue on her head to try and keep her head on top of the model because she keeps going headless. I don't know why. It's a bit disturbing. You look up on the shelf and there's headless Lara Croft. And then, of course, I have to hunt everywhere to try and find where the head has fallen off to and rolled to. So, again, lovely model. Came with the Survival, I think, was it the Survival Edition of Tomb Raider? I think I got it out for PS3. So long ago now. And, of course, probably the last time I'll ever own anything Lara Croft related, because obviously I have a bit of an issue with Lara Croft now. That's a bit harsh. I shouldn't say I have an issue with Lara Croft, because she's never done anything to me personally, but I do have an issue with Square Enix. The people who publish the Lara Croft games now, because obviously they did that really horrible thing of making the second Lara Croft reboot game an Xbox exclusive, and then a timed PC exclusive, and ultimately the PlayStation will get the game actually later this year. I think in about November we get it, but I feel a little bit aggrieved because Lara Croft is, as far as I'm concerned, a PlayStation character. On the original PlayStation back in '95, she was, one of the mascots of PlayStation, up there with Crash Bandicoot and, similar characters. She was there on the original PlayStation. She is a PlayStation character, as far as I'm concerned. So to make her an exclusive property of Microsoft and Xbox, I did not like that. That did not sit well with me at all. And as a result, I will not buy the Tomb Raider game that launches on PlayStation in November. I haven't bought it on PC. I am not interested in, Microsoft and Xbox's sloppy seconds. So the next Tomb Raider game, if it doesn't launch on equal parity on all consoles and platforms at the same time, or isn't a Sony exclusive first, again, I will not be playing Lara. That's just how I feel. People call me a Sony fanboy. People call me a PlayStation fanboy. I wouldn't have minded so much if Tomb Raider had launched at the same time on PC as Xbox, because you could have had the option of getting on PC, which is probably the best platform to play the game on as far as the visuals and the graphics and everything, and the frame rate. But we didn't have that option. You had to buy a dirty Xbox to experience the next adventure in the rebooted Lara Croft series, and I didn't like that. I hate it when people do that. I hate it when a company like Square Enix takes the dollar bills from Microsoft over, the install base and the fan base of a character. Okay, anyway, I'll get distracted. We need to be talking about our collectibles, so more models. What other models do I have in my collection? Well, maybe Assassin's Creed. I don't have many Assassin's Creed collectibles, not like my friend who had her video, but I think I have one of the better ones. I have Edward Kenway, obviously from Assassin's Creed Black Flag. I have the pirate ship bust, with his model and him hanging off the rope and everything very detailed. He's got his sword. Came with the collector's edition of Assassin's Creed Black Flag, which I got on PS4, which was the first PlayStation 4 game I got. I actually received this from Ubisoft. I ordered it directly from Ubisoft's website online, their store online, and I actually received the game a week before the PlayStation 4 launched. So I had this sat just staring at me for a whole week before the console came out and was delivered, and I was actually able to play it. And I have to say, Assassin's Creed Black Flag, one of my favourite games in the Assassin's Creed series. I never finished it, never finished the story, because like so many people, I just got so tied up with sailing around the world in the pirate ship, shooting other ships and singing sea shanties. And in fact, one of my former colleagues at the time, we used to sing the sea shanties at work in the warehouse when I worked for a retailer. And he actually, as a secret Santa gift, got me a collection of sea shanties as a CD. And we used to put it on play and stream it through the TV stuff in the store. Drive everyone mad. So, yes. And I tell you what, it's one of the reasons why I was really looking forward to playing Assassin's Creed Rogue. And I got that on PC, and again, I really should go and play it, because I haven't done. But again, that's supposed to be a lot like Black Flag in terms of it's got the, the ship mechanics and the sailing aspect, and it's also a little bit like Assassin's Creed 3 in the fact that you've got the American frontier aspect of it, it reminds me that I really do need to go back and play some of the games in my library that I haven't touched. So even if I don't buy any games this year, I have plenty of games that I could actually play that I haven't played. But yes, definitely one of the biggest statues in my collection. But again, I don't think it's the biggest, as we'll see later on. Okay, so let's move on and look at some more of my collectibles. Again, let's go back to the comic side of things. Obviously, as I've said, big fan of the Batman Arkham games, and they released a fantastic range of collectible figures, many of which you can see on the wall behind me. I have them, some of the figures, a lot of the figures just pinned to the walls, just to decorate a bit. But then they released some Deluxe figures, which, are pretty impressive. So again, you followed Arkham Asylum, not Arkham City. We have the Deluxe Mr. Freeze, a very, very detailed model of the Mr. Freeze character from in-game in Arkham City. Comes with his freeze gun, and again, like a true collector, never ever taking it out of the box, and never will take it out of the box. Of course, he's not alone, because you don't just release one figure like that. You do a series of them. So of course we got the Killer Croc Deluxe figure. He's got some weight to him. He's quite bulky. Obviously based on the Killer Croc scene in Arkham Asylum at the start of the game. And again, very, very detailed. Lots of texture on him. His scales and his crocodile-like features. Obviously has his electro shock collar, which obviously Batman exploits quite well in his fight with Killer Croc. Again, another very large model. But of course, Deluxe series, they decided that those models were nice, they were good, they were a good introduction, but they could go bigger and better still. So we have Titan Joker, based on obviously the Joker's final form in Arkham Asylum, the boss battle at the end. And again, this is a massive, massive model statue. Again, never taken out of the box, never played with, just looked at and enjoyed like a true collector. Lots of great detail on him. Again, a lot of effort put in. I love these models from the Batman Arkham series. The little ones that I've got on the wall to the big models, really, really very high quality. Very high quality. Popping back down on the floor, because of course there is one more. There is one more. Again, Arkham City. I think it was Arkham City, wasn't it? Yeah, it was Arkham City. It got so confusing. But basically, we have Solomon Grundy. And this is a huge model, as you can see. And again, quite detailed, has a removable chest piece. You can take his chest off and see all his internal organs and stuff like in the game. And you see his heart and stuff like that. A absolutely huge model. Now, unfortunately, I am missing one in the collection. I do not have the Clayface one, which again is probably on par, about the same sort of size as this one. I did not get Clayface. I probably again need to look at getting that at some point in time, as I do with the smaller collectibles. I'm a figure missing in those. I don't have Two-Face, which is a bit of a shame. It means my collection's incomplete, and some would probably say, therefore, worthless. I don't know about I think these have a lot of value as collectible items. Now, in keeping obviously with the Batman Arkham series collection, it wouldn't be complete without the Arkham Knight collector's statue, which came with the collector's edition of Arkham Knight, which obviously is a statue commemorating Gotham's Knight, or at least that's what the plaque on the front here says, in memory of the Arkham Knight, because obviously Batman is over and done in Arkham Knight. Must admit, wasn't overly impressed with the quality on this statue. It does lack a lot of the detail I've seen on the other ones. I know I should be very thankful that I have this, because obviously there was 2 collector's editions for Arkham Knight. One of them was a Batmobile, and there was this one. The Batmobile sold out fairly quickly. It was a game exclusive, but then got cancelled. No one ever saw it. It never saw the light of day. This one I got from Amazon, and even it had a delay. But I don't know if you can see that. It lights up. It's an illuminated one. It works really nice at night. Not so good during the day, obviously. But yeah, nice little feature there. You have to take off the little skyscraper building to get the activation button. It's magnetic. But yes, that is my Arkham Knight Batman model. Batman, no more, of course, in the Arkham Knight series. So what else can I possibly show you? Of course, again, sticking with the comic book geeky stuff. Would you like a Batman vs Superman statue that came with the Ultimate Edition Blu-ray? If you bought the Superman edition, which obviously I did because I've got the statue. And again, some lovely detail work, especially on the costume, the outfit. Really nice textures. But of course, he wouldn't be complete on his own. You have to have. That's popping down because he's heavy. You have to have Batman 2. And of course, that means I had to buy both versions of the Blu-ray. I had to buy the Batman one and the Superman one to get both statues. And I really like them. Again, quite good detail, good weight to them. They're fairly hefty. Maybe not necessarily a good thing for me with one arm, trying to juggle them both, so I'll be very careful with them. But yeah, love these 2 statues, Superman and Batman. I will get you, Batman. I will get you, Superman. Do you bleed? You will. So yes, Superman's face could have probably done a little bit better work, with a bit more work. He looks a bit constipated. Doesn't look like Henry Cavill as much. Whereas the Batman one, they really did capture the Batfleck jaw and stuff very well. So what else? What else am I going to show you? Probably one of the rarest items I have in my collection. Again, is part of my Arkham City collectibles. Would be my Hugo Strange figurine, which was if you can see, convention exclusive action figure. This was only made available at I'm trying to think which convention was it? Was it San Diego Comic Con? I think. Basically, for me to get my hands on this model, and the reason why I'm showing you this is I had to actually go out on forums and stuff, and basically ask if anyone would be willing to buy this for me and send it to me. I obviously paid them the cost of the model and shipping and everything, someone actually said they would and did. Hence why I have the model, and that's one of the things that, you know, absolutely, you know, blows my mind about sometimes the community of gamers, comic book fans, etc. Is the fact that even though, you know, we're worlds apart, we don't know one another, we will do things to help each other and say, someone help me get this in my collection, and I have to be very thankful of that. You know, because there was no other way I was ever going to get this model, because there's no way I was going to San Diego to go to Comic Con to get it. It's just not possible. As was, I think, I've got a Joker one on the back wall there, just over there, which is, I think, from New York Comic Con as well, which was limited to 4,000 worldwide. Which was limited, and you could only get it at New York Comic Con. And again, I've got one of those. As I say, my collection of these size figures is not complete because I am missing, or I'm currently lacking, the Two-Face one. I need to get into that and see if I can find that anywhere. A couple of my most recent additions to my collection would, of course, be my my Fallout, my Lone Wanderer, and my Power Armor collectibles. Again, made by Funko. People are obviously a big fan of Funko at the minute. They make a lot of collectible stuff. And yeah, got these from the Bethesda store. Had them shipped all the way here from, I think they came from Germany, I think it was. Again, very nice little models, very nice little additions to my collection. And hopefully they'll be making some more of these. This is only the first two. I'm hoping there's going to be some more in the Legacy collection. It'd be nice to see if them do some Fallout 4 stuff, because obviously Vault 101 it is more Fallout 3. It'd be nice if they do some New Vegas ones and Fallout 4. What else is in my collection? I found this as well while I was moving models. This is my Grand Theft Auto 5 security valuable pot locked, obviously. I don't know, there is something in there. I think it's probably the map that come with it. I don't think I've put anything else in there. I'm not sure where the key is. So I can't actually undo it at this moment in time. But obviously I also got the Los Santos snapback cap with the collector's edition of Grand Theft Auto 5. I don't think it came with anything else, did it, Grand Theft Auto 5? I think it was just this, the cap. Didn't come with any statues or models or anything. But yeah, found this while I was digging through all my collectibles. It was on top of the wardrobe. Maybe I ought to have a hunt for the key. It's probably in a box somewhere with all my USB memory sticks and stuff. In fact, it's probably in my Wallace and Gromit tin, staring at me from underneath my computer table. So, what else is in my collection that I'm particularly proud of? Well, there can only be one model, and I didn't actually buy this one. This was bought for me, as you will no doubt have seen if you've watched the unboxing video of it on my channel. This was bought for me a couple of Christmases ago. It is the biggest model in my collection. It is, obviously, the Nord hero from Skyrim, from Elder Scrolls V. And this is perhaps my favourite model or statue in my collection, because the quality of it is fantastic. Like I say, it's got real fur. And I know the person who bought me this will watch the video and laugh when I say that, because he does every time I say that, especially in the unboxing video. It's like, oh my god, it's real fur. Real animals died to make this model. That's how much, you have to love. And of course it is, if I tip it up, being very careful not to lose the guy on the top. It's limited edition, number 308. Now, obviously, they made a few more of these models, or released quite a few more of these. I think they did like a Daedric one, didn't they? And a couple of other models. I think they even did like an actual life-size bust just of the head, a life-size head model, and the helmet that you could have got and bought with the. And if you provide the number at the time of ordering, you get the same number in the collectibles. So I could have had all the models the same if I had gone ahead and ordered all of them. But they're so expensive. These are incredibly expensive, hundreds of pounds. So in one respect, I'm glad I didn't buy this because it was too expensive for me to buy. I have to be very, very thankful of the person who bought me this as a Christmas present. And I would love the rest of the series. But sadly, they never bought me the rest of the models. So hopefully you have enjoyed that look at my collection of gaming merchandise and memorabilia and TV and film stuff and comic stuff. And, there's so much more stuff I could have gone on and covered. I've got stuff literally all over the place. I've got my little Fault Boy bobblehead, which I got obviously with the Fallout 4 Collector's Edition. I've got my Pip-Boy somewhere, which come with my Fallout 4 Collector's Edition, which I think is in a wardrobe over there on the bottom. Obviously, one of the things that I am a fan of at the moment and collect are obviously my pop vinyls. A big fan of the Arrow series and the Flash TV series. So I've been collecting the pop Funkos, and obviously got Felicity and Oliver. Got proper Canary, Sarah Lance Canary, played by the brilliant Katie Lotz. Deathstroke. Gotta love Deathstroke. Slade Wilson. So yeah, I've got most of those. They have just released some more actually, and I've been looking at them. There is a new version of Oliver with his, obviously, the suit he wore in season 4? Was it season 4? Season 4, yeah, season 4 of Arrow. They now do Speedy as well. There's 2 versions of Speedy, one with a bow, one with a sword. They also have released a Zoom for the Flash series, so I'm going to be adding those to my collection very soon when I can justify spending that sort of money on them, which is a bit of an issue as I am not actually receiving any income at the moment because I'm still, sadly, medically unable to work due to my car accident earlier in the year. I'm still waiting to have surgery on my shoulder, which seems to have been going on forever and ever and ever. Although I am, luckily now, getting the counselling to help me with my PTSD. So hopefully one day I will be able to drive again, which will be a big help, because then I will actually be able to get back to my life and get back to my job and my work and start earning money again to enable me to buy more of these fantastic collectibles and items and add more stuff to my ever-growing list of clutter in this tiny little room where I do all my thinking, all my gaming, all my existing. This is my fortress of solitude. Very rarely do I step outside this tiny little office world, and because why would I? It's not nice out there. In here's where it's safe, and I can be the boss of everything I do. Make all my gaming videos. So I hope you've enjoyed this look into my collection of geeky memorabilia, my comic book stuff, my graphic novels, my gaming stuff, and obviously if there's anything you want to add to my collection, feel free. I will willingly take donations. Like I say, if anybody does have the Two-Face Arkham City figure, I would want one. I will happily trade you. I have a Robin, and I have a Ra's al Ghul spare. I have duplicates of those. I don't know why. I ended up with 2 Ra's al Ghuls and 2 Robins for whatever reason. So, I'm willing to do some trading to get a Two-Face. Or even a Clayface, obviously, in the Dulux models. Just saying. But yes. And of course, if anybody wants to donate to me the 308 Daedra Skyrim statue or the head bust, again, I would not say no. I would definitely give you a shout out in another video for doing that. So for now, I think it's fair to say that this video has gone on a great deal of time. In fact, I'm probably going to have to split it down into 2 videos. One to cover the books and novels and that sort of stuff, and another video just looking at the statues, because otherwise you're going to be sat looking at me, who isn't the prettiest person in the world, definitely. My hair's a mess, look, not combed it today. It's very rare for me to have hair, actually. I probably ought to think about shaving my head again, because, me having hair is not a good look. The beard, I can live with the beard, Keep it growing. Bray Wyatt it, Daniel Bryan it, whatever. But yeah, I guess for now I'm going to say goodbye and leave you with this video. Hopefully you like it. Hopefully you comment on it. And if you want to see more of these types of videos, please let me know. Naturally, as I said, I'm not the most creative-y person. It took someone else making a video like this to make me realise, hey, I can do this. I can do a video like this where I showcase all my nerdy geeky stuff, and I've got a lot more nerdy geeky stuff to show. So if you want to see any more of these types of videos, or you want me to do like Q&As or things like that, let me know. And if you want me to do Q&As, don't forget to send me questions. Ask me stuff. It's like when I'm doing my live streams over on Twitch. It would be fantastic for people to come in, come into the chat, interact with me. I don't bite. I would love to talk to people and have a interaction with my audience, an interaction with people, because again, being in this tiny little room, I don't get to see and interact with a lot of people. I'm not in the real physical world a very social person. But via the internet, via social media, I'm happy to interact and communicate and talk and converse with anybody. So, remember that. Like the video, subscribe to my channel, leave me comments, and I will see you all again soon. Goodbye for now.